Hi, this is Eric Kampmann and this is Sunrise. The story I'm about to tell you about the Appalachian Trail takes place in April. And it's kind of a story of caution because in April in the valleys, the parts of North Carolina that I was in, Tennessee-North Carolina border basically, everything was spring. But up on the ridges where I planned to hike that day, everything was still winter. Now, who cares about winter? I don't. I've hiked in every month of the year. I've spent nights in tents at 30 degrees below zero. That's pretty indifferent to me. But when your expectations are spring and you get winter, it's a different proposition. My goal that day was to hike 22 miles. It's one of the longest days I spent. But I thought I could do 22 miles simply because the spring I saw all around me. The ridges where the trail starts are not that high above the valleys around it. However, a storm was coming in, and the storm said that we like this winter weather, and so it started snowing just as I was starting out on the trail. For the entire 22 miles, from about 10 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night, I was trudging through snow. And I was one of the lunatics that was out there. There weren't many. Occasionally you would see somebody coming the other direction through the snow. But basically, I was very much alone, and I felt very isolated, and you really couldn't stop for long because it was cold. I had enough clothes to basically stay warm, but even when I got to a shelter and I found some people were in tents there, they didn't want to emerge from their tents because it was so inclement. Finally, I got to my car and got back to civilization. I was spending the night in a hostel. But it was one of the days I really remember because my expectations were totally turned upside down. I was expecting a nice walk in the woods in the spring, and what I got was a challenging walk in the woods in the middle of winter. This is Eric Kampmann, and this is Sunrise.